I feel good. There for me, future me. You want me feel alright. I feel good. Wow, fuck you. Jesus, nothing? Okay. Damn, that's bad. Come to me. Feel alright. Cause Hollow, how's it going, man? How far are you in Lord of the Mysteries now? I feel good. Who's gonna be cosplaying as what now? What are we talking about? What? Feel alright. I feel good. Luvion, how's it going, man? How you doing? That's what me, can me feel alright. Wait a bit. Let me check the chapter. Sounds good, man. It all you alright. Okay. HAR 404. Is that volume? That's volume 3, right? I think. Oh my god. I don't know. A boar. Yeah, I was never gonna get that. It is when Fours or whoever it was met the dying man from the family. The dying man from the family. You mean like Fours like the lady that Fours got. What the fuck is this? Excuse me? You mean like the lady that Fours got her potion from? Okay, yep, got it. The lady that Fours got her potion from her husband's brother. Okay, got it. What the fuck is this? Have you guys ever seen this? Connections? That's photos? Eh? Okay. Right. Okay. Chair, pipe, anchor, ghost, but this makes me think like Pac-Man for some reason. Pumpkin? Ghost pumpkin? I'm thinking like something for Halloween, maybe? Anchor, captain's hat, a pipe, a bow tie, something for sailors? Shit. Something for sailors. The hat, the bow tie, the anchor. I don't know what the fuck this would be. Ghost, pumpkin. Poor man, he seems so chill too. Now's the sus girl from the City of Silver. Found out about the fool and sent a message to others outside the city. Not sure how though. Things are heating up. The sus girl from the City of Silver? Who the fuck are you talking? Who the fuck is the sus girl from the City of Silver? Explain. Lovia? Shepherd Elder Lovia? Is that who you're talking about? I Bed. Oh, Shepherd Elder Lovia. Yep. I don't know. Dude, I don't get this. Why the fuck are there not words? What is this? Oh crap, did it for today. Let's do practice. Little, small, novel, book, small book. Story, short. I was thinking short story. Which volume was your favorite? 7. Volume 7 was my favorite. By far and away. Like it... Synopsis? Ah, true. Luvion, so good. Hollow, the persona Klein has in that volume is perfect. It's perfect. I know Money isn't here, but let's do a chess game. You're not here, right, Money? No, not a bot. Fuck that. We're playing a person. Luvion seriously nailed it. Gara! Hey, look at this guy. I'm so glad my memory is good because I almost spoiled. Jesus Christ, yeah, don't do that. Um... This is such a bad thing to do. Your king is so open now. What are you doing? He messed up so bad. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy boy. It's all over. Oh, it's go Jover for real, bro. See, I'm starting to get better. I'm starting to remember like my thought patterns and stuff. I'm getting better. On first read through, my favorite was 6, but on reread 7. It's so hollow. Almost everyone agrees that the only conversation that exists for favorite volumes is 6 or 7. Nothing else is even in the fucking question. Like 8 is fine. 8 is good, mind you. Like I don't want to say the ending was bad by any means. but it can't hold a candle to 6 or 7. Let's do one more game quickly. Spoon, you're kidding, right? By the way, Spoon... My instinct is to say that Spoon is actually Dr. Z, but I don't know if that's true. Seriously, Volume 4, can I ask why? Like, any reason in particular? Oh, true. Happy Halloween. Oh, true. I haven't celebrated Halloween in, I don't know, ages, so... I like Slice of Life. 4 for Slice of Life. What was 4? Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, that was so dumb. That was such a royally dumb thing to do. It's fine. He didn't notice why. Not like as in not as much, but of course I not like 4 on first read, but liked it a lot better. That's fair. I think 4 for me was fine because I was more focused on the end goal than like the day-to-day stuff that was happening. I was more focused on like, okay, Klein is here for a reason. How is he gonna do what he's plans to do? I don't want to say it because obviously Hollow doesn't know. Does Klein always go up one sequence every, I assume you mean to say volume? The answer is, do you want me to tell you that? I can. It's not, it's kind of a spoiler, but not really. Like, if you want me to tell you, I can. Yep, then no. It's not so linear. That's a surprise? Really? To be honest, to be frank, though, Volume 6 is my favorite, 4 is a close contender. See, that makes sense. I believe that. Just saying 6 is your favorite is a little fucking unbelievable, I'm not gonna lie. But, or sorry, saying 4 is your favorite is a little unbelievable, I'm not gonna lie, but 4 is your favorite, but, sorry, 6 is your favorite, but 4 is a close contender, is totally fair. My fucking mouse, just my mouse is stuck. Are you kidding me? No, Hollow, it's not bad, it's just... It's just the rest are really good. It is difficult to explain. Oh shit, I can't because it does that. Shit, I'm running low on time. I gotta get it together. Yay! Get fucked, loser. Cheating on Lord of the Mysteries? Excuse me? What the Oh, Morpheus, how's it going, man? Start? Yes, my bad, let me start. I'm actually gonna lose my shit. My fucking mouse keeps dying. It's so irritating. Alright, let's go. Let's go to dark mode, because I don't hate myself. Thank you. Okay. Back when he played World Games, Ryan always loved to set the AI against himself, to lead one monster on the path of settlement, and watch the NPCs fight computer-generated enemies for his entertainment. The courier always found it relaxing. The real-life sight was a lot more stressful, though. Dynamis' aerial force had unleashed a rain of missiles, which Jasmine's anti-aerial defense had mostly detonated mid-flight. Geist, now the howling spectre the size of a building, also redirected some of the projectiles with kinetic force, blowing up the two helicopters. Hope, I'm done Lord of the Mysteries, man. What are you talking about? Unfortunately, the Augusti had less luck with the enemy genomes. The invulnerable Wyvern had smashed through the fortress's outer walls, sending stones flying in all directions. The pyrokinetic devilry had started bombarding the Superlab's defenses from above, targeting the turrets. And the Aeromancer Windsweep had summoned a miniature tornado to try to dispel Geist. Hey, quick save. Wanna make a bet with poor old Mortimer? Mortimer said, shooting the helicopters without taking cover, bullets and projectiles phasing through his body. The one who kills the most corpos win. Do non-lethal takedowns count? Ryan asked. The courier was still sitting on his chair with a gun in his hand, using a mix of time stops and accurate shots to blow up the missiles before they hit the fortress. Because I left my best anti-war helicopter stuff at home. A projectile aimed for his location, so the courier stopped time, moved the chair away, and let the time resume once he had reached safely. Show off, Mortimer said. You're worse than Fortuna. Hey, I resent that remark, Ryan protested. I work on looking perfect, while her powers do all the work. Truthfully, Ryan was starting to become a little worried. While the fortress's human and automated defenses resisted well, Dynamis was making progress. The courier wondered how the Augusti would react to a very public assault on the drug factory. Ryan suspected reinforcements would be on their way soon, and turned the already chaotic situation into a brawl. In short, he couldn't wait. With some of the defensive turrets down, helicopters managed to land atop the outer wall. Hope, by definition, side stories are not part of the main story. That's why they're called side. With some of the defensive turrets down, helicopters managed to land atop the outer wall. Soldiers in riot gear or advanced power armor engaged the Augusti in a firefight, while Wyvern kept hitting the fort in an attempt to make a hole. The ground shook with every blow of the giant dragon. Eventually, Ryan noticed another helicopter landing in the garden nearby. A group of 8 riot gear troopers stepped out, escorting 2 genomes. A man with long black hair, wearing a stylized Mad Max-like mix of rusted armor and cloak. Most of his face was covered by a red scarf and black goggles. And worryingly, he carried an explosive belt around his waist. Is it after finishing, or does it have one? No, Hollow. They all need to be read after. If what happens in side stories affects the main plot, they are part of the main story. Spoilers, Hope. Excuse me. Okay, no worries. We'll read those tomorrow and Sunday. Okay. Reload and wardrobe, Mortimer said. Or sorry, the other more colorful one was a young woman Ryan's age, perhaps of Chinese or Japanese descent. She reminded the courier of the pre-war K-pop models. Dyed hair, lovely face, cute brown eyes, wearing a strange dress whose colors and length seemed to shift as the courier looked. Her bright, shy smile contrasted with the chaos around her. Reload and wardrobe. Mortimer said. Just great. I can't stand Reload. Why? Because of his terrible fashion sense? Ryan asked, getting to his feet and grabbing his chair as an improvised weapon. Seriously, Dynamis' marketing should be eradicated. How could they advertise such a fashion disaster? Because he just won't die, Mortimer said. He's the worst kind of Violet. This made Ryan curious. He looked at the Apocalypse Punk disaster behind the shield wall, but couldn't figure out his powers from how he looked. Last warning, Romano, one of the troopers said, readying his firearm. Surrender now, or we open fire back. Didn't anyone tell you? I'm immortal, Ryan said, raising his chair threateningly while explosions resonated in the background. I'll come back to haunt you. You're a yellow too, Wardrobe asked. He's distracted! Shoot him! One of the troopers shouted, pointing a rifle over the plexiglass wall. Mortimer immediately opened fire, disarming the man with a well-placed bullet, while Ryan threw the chair at the corporate police. The projectile bounced off the shields, while Wardrobe's clothes literally changed shape. Her strange dress transformed into a wolf mascot suit. And she leapt over the garden with the strength and agility of a werewolf. Ryan stopped time to prevent her from pouncing on him, using the brief time window to put Fisty Brothers on. Oh my, here I go dying again, Reload said. As he leapt over the trooper wall, he rushed at Mortimer's cover like a suicide bomber, in a scene straight out of an action movie. The hitman shot the hero in the chest, but he continued his charge, Reload jumping at Mortimer, who faced through the ground below. The hero's belt detonated and blew Mortimer's stone cover to smithereens. Ryan sensed a vague, familiar sensation at the back of his skull. At first, he thought it was acid rain, until Reload's body reformed at the spot where he died, in a flash of violet light. Completely unharmed, his intact suicide belt was still even on. You copycat! I wear suicide belts before they went mainstream, Ryan said, with a pointing finger. If you stop time, I'll sue. Why didn't Dynamis call him Time Lord? Well, because he doesn't stop time, you idiot. What is he on about? When Mortimer didn't reappear, the troopers turned to Ryan and started providing Wardrobe with suppressing fire. The happy courier stopped the time to avoid the bullets and closed the gap with the mooks. I will say, I literally have never heard the word mooks before. A stupid person. Interesting. Punching the closest one with Fisty when time resumed. Much like cannon fodder like they were, they went down in a hit. While her boyfriend was busy brawling with the troopers, a fully armored Vulcan emerged from the fortress, tackling Wyvern rugby style. The mech pushed the surprised dragons back against the Ischia Island reefs. The transformed hero responded by unleashing a stream of aurora-like light. Crimson beams came out of the fortress to shoot the helicopters, probably Sparrow. As Ryan single-handedly demolished the trooper corp, and Wardrobe remained at a distance trying to figure out her approach, Reload entered the melee. He looked under his armor and took out a tiny metal rod. A sword of violet light came on. Bullseye, say please, motherfucker. What do you think this is? Ryan interrupted his one-sided beating of a trooper to look at the divine weapon, mesmerized by its perfection, a pure, timeless design, and the purest shade of violet he had ever seen. It would match his suit perfectly. It was love at first sight. Ryan activated his power, stole the blade, and kicked Reload in frozen time. When time resumed and the hero fell on his back, Ryan raised his trophy to the skies. As weightless as a feather, but much to his disappointment, it made no sound. The courier said, trying to imitate a lightsaber. He would never let it go. Hey, my laser blade, Reload complained, rising back to his feet. A lightsaber, Ryan shouted back at the ignorant fool. Search your feelings, you know it to be true. At this point, his quips wrote themselves. Thankfully, I got a spare, Reload said, pulling out a crimson blade. Wrong color, though. Wrong color? What do you mean? Violet and red? Violet would be purple. Purple would be, Mace Windu and Red, so we could do like Darth Palpatine. Darth Palpatine? No, not Darth Palpatine. Lord Palpatine. Emperor Palpatine. There we go. By now, Ryan had kicked the ass of every Mook present or disarmed them, leaving only 2 heroes to challenge him. The troopers fled back to the helicopter, retreating from the island. The genomes faced each other in a Mexican standoff. The courier briefly glanced at Jasmine, but his girlfriend seemed to have the situation well in hand. The Genius and Wyvern were engaged in a long aerial battle, while Vulcan repelling her ex-partner from the island's perimeter. A quick save! Wardrobe's werewolf suit transformed back into a jack-o'-lantern. A pumpkin mask covered her head, the lips moving as if they belonged to a person. Is it true you can stop time? Yes, I can, Ryan replied, pointing his lightsaber at her like a fencer. Reload raised his own weapon. Is Felix the cat with you? He wanted to come, but Enrique said no, Wardrobe said. I'm Wardrobe, by the way. Nice to meet you. Well, she took the battle about as seriously as Ryan did. A shame they were on opposite sides. Ryan was sure they'd get along great. Using his pilfered lightsaber, Ryan cut the lantern projectile in half, the strange device collapsing into a harmless yellow dust before parrying Darth Reload's blade as he attempted to flank him. The 2 laser swords met with one another without going through. Ryan used a time stop to dodge the new fire lantern from Wardrobe. This time, the projectile exploded into a ghostly fire upon hitting the ground. Her power was weird. Unfortunately for him, Reload was an amateur with a fancy weapon, while the courier had mastered every style of swordsmanship known to man. While the setup was epic, the lightsaber duel left Ryan wanting. Seriously, at this point, you could force me to use only one hand, the courier said, putting an arm behind his back, parrying all of the hero's strikes. And it still seems unfair. I'll show you unfair, infuriated by the taunt. Reload attempted to detonate his suicide belt. But Ryan stopped time and moved out of range. Use your anger, Ryan mocked. Use your pain. I'm sure you have a lot to draw upon. You can spam time stop? Reload snarled. You overpowered cheat. Unlimited power, Ryan said. This is amazing. With a swift move, the courier cut the hero's arm off, only for it to reattach itself. Limited time rewind applied only to the body or objects in close contact. Ryan felt some kind of spiritual kinship to the guy. Not enough to take him seriously, of course, but he'd probably invite him for a drink if everything calmed down. Why don't you transform into Supergirl, though? Ryan asked Wardrobe while dodging a strike from Reload. You could wrap this battle up in seconds if you did. I can't. That's copyrighted, the yellow genome said. I can only use public domain stuff. This is a fucking joke, right? What the fuck? What do you mean I can only use public domain stuff? Besides, I feel like Superman is public domain now, no? Because Superman is like over 100 years old or whatever. Is Superman in the public domain? Oh no, 1934. Shit. 1934 and 1938, I see. Okay. What? Intellectual property theft, property rights are your kryptonite? Ryan asked, immensely disappointed. How does that even work? I don't know. I don't make the rules, Wardrobe said, wounded by the comment. Her costume changed once more into that of a witch. Sorry, Ryan said. Honestly, I would totally hit on you under normal circumstances. You're completely my type, but I have an exclusive contract right now. Oh, thanks. I too have an exclusive contract, she said cheerfully. Do you want to be my arch enemy? I have none, and marketing says it boosts the rating. Well, Psyshock was dead, so sure, I'm free every weekend. Thanks, Wardrobe said, changing costumes again, this time into a mummy. The flowers around her turned to dust, and her bandages transformed into tattered leashes flying to Ryan. The courier cut them into pieces with his laser blade, while Reload attempted to flank him from the left. It confused Ryan why Wardrobe didn't change into another genome or stick to one form instead of constantly switching. Maybe it was her fighting style, or ability, or maybe she just had a time limit. But it was one of the best fights he had had since arriving in New Rome. I think his power is busted, Reload said. Wardrobe, you got anything that can resist him? I think so, but Enrique won't like it. Her costume shifted, and Ryan stopped moving. Observing the scene unfolding, the Wardrobe's costume transformed into the guise of a Greek god, including a toga, sandals, and a laurel crown. It made her look like an ivory statue of... shit. Ryan stopped time, turning the world purple. All movement, all noise stopped. The raging battle in the background became nothing more than a prop. Oh. So that's how it looks, Wardrobe said, looking around in amusement at her frozen teammate. It's so pretty. Her fingers shone with yellow electricity, almost golden. Chitter had warned him in a previous loop, but he didn't listen. Shit, Ryan shouted while Wardrobe blasted him to pieces with a lightning bolt. The blast hit him in the chest, throwing him back. So he became Augustus? Or she became Augustus, rather? It hurt, and it looked like a bolt. Having died from electrocution more times than he could count, Ryan recognized the attack as a pale imitation of lightning. The real thing would have killed him on the spot, but this yellow imitation only inflicted minor damage. Ryan ended his unwilling flight at the edge of the garden where the flowers reached the sea. Time resumed, and Reload shouted, "It worked!" "I can't hold it," Wardrobe said, her clothes shifting. 1 second, she was dressed like Augustus, and the next, like a Tyrannosaur mascot costume. Damn it, the persona isn't stable. At least she can't use the original's full power, Ryan thought. His chest still hurt like hell, though. "It's over, quick save," Wardrobe said with a smirk. "We have the high ground." Ryan wanted to groan, but her delivery was perfect. They had just underestimated the power of friendship. What in the fuck am I reading? Ryan sensed something emerging from the waters below. The clinks and clanks of heavy robotic armor stepping onto the land made music to his ears. Dynamis' hero blinked in surprise before taking a torrent of pressurized water to the face. Ryan looked over his shoulder at his oldest friend, moved to his side. "Shorty! Sorry, I came as fast as I could." Dr. Z? Real Body YouTube branch, I assume that's Dr. Z? How long have you been reading? Yes? Yes. Half an hour, I think, about? Maybe 15 minutes. Wait, does this time work better for you, Dr. Z? Just curious. Because I thought this time would be like shit for you, no? "18-ish minutes. Thank you, Luvian. Devilry stopped bombarding the fort to focus on these... Wait, no, what the fuck? No, hold on. Ryan looked over his shoulder, his oldest friend to his side. "Shorty! Sorry, Len pleaded. I came as fast as I could." She maintained the water pressure, but much to Ryan's astonishment, the water started splitting into two halves. Wardrobe and Reload stood unharmed in the middle. The yellow genome's costume having once more changed to a wizened old man. "You can even copy Moses?" Ryan asked. "What else? Can you dress as Jesus and turn water into wine?" "I did that at parties," she said. The duo watched the other for a second, trying to figure a way out. "No, I'm only here because I'm dying of a headache and can't go to sleep." "Aw, shit, I'm sorry, Dr. Z. Have you taken some, like, ibuprofen, something you've eaten? Have you drank some water?" A series of explosions interrupted the standoff, though, as a Dynamis helicopter crashed nearby. Ryan looked at the near Mediterranean Sea. Colossal water arms the size of skyscrapers had sprouted from the waves. and devilry stopped bombarding the fort to focus on these strange phenomena, blasting the water tentacles with mighty fireballs. Yet, even as they turned to steam from the heat, more appendages rose from the water in an attempt to crush the flyer. I'm the one Oh, doctors make the worst patients, haven't you heard that? More appendages rose from the water in an attempt to crush the flyer. Far away, Ryan noticed multiple jet skis making their way towards the island. Amongst the drivers, he recognized a few familiar faces, such as Greta. Reinforcements. Meanwhile, Wyvern and Vulcan had become spots in the sky. Do as we say, not as we do. Exactly. The duo continuing their battle above the clouds, far out of sight, and though the outer wall had mostly crumbled from the bombardment, the Augusti's fortress remained mostly intact. Geist shielded the hole Wyvern had made in the structure, telekinetically raising stones in an attempt to cover it back up. Neptune, Reload said. Wardrobe, bring out the apocalypse suit. But it's dangerous, Wardrobe said. If you don't, he will sink us all. Wardrobe inhaled, her costume shifting while Ryan and Len prepped to make their final stand. The sound of gunshots echoing across the battlefield, Wardrobe collapsed. For a second, time seemed to freeze. And Ryan had nothing to do with it. The heroine's body hit the ground while a shocked Reload watched, a figure having phased out of the ground behind them. Good grief, Mortimer said. Looks like Mortimer won the bet. Nice, Mortimer, what a guy. Yeah, exactly. It's true of every profession, Dr. Z. It's like doctors make the worst patients, lawyers make the worst clients, bankers make the worst clients. Like if someone calls and they're like, "Oh, I actually work for a bank too," I'm like, "Oh my fucking god, I don't have to deal with this fucking guy." It's just, we're just annoying as fuck. Like anything, yeah. I hear you. Well, Ryan had to admit, no matter how savage the attack, it had been a perfect sneak headshot. Wardrobe didn't even feel any pain. Burn, how's it going, man? How you doing? 8, yeah, it's close to. She's actually, she has a crazy amount of ult. It's crazy. Wardrobe, Reload shouted, dropping everything to try and treat his teammate. It was in vain, though. The courier saw the bullet go from one side to the other, and unless she had regeneration, the shot had killed her instantly. Mortimer thought she would never shut up, the hitman said, keeping his rifle pointed at Reload's head. In all likelihood, he had grown wise to his rewinding power. You killed her! You killed her! You could have shot her in the knee, Ryan said, quite pissed himself. Well, he didn't know the girl a few hours ago. She seemed like quite a superhero. She had a long-term rivalry material. She was fun, goddammit! She was fun! She'd have recovered from a knee shot, Mortimer replied with a shrug. Ryan had forgotten he was a brutal mobster. With one exception, Mortimer hasn't seen anyone recover from death. Murderer! Reload snarled. You'll pay for this! Len raised her water weapon at the Dynamis hero, hitting him with a stream of water. He dropped his laser blade in surprise. Perhaps having been blinded by anger, instead of propelling Reload backwards or cutting through him, the water shifted around the hero and formed a dense 3-meter wide bubble around him. While Shorty pumped her water pump, the bubble stabilized and kept Reload immobilized. Thanks, Mortimer said. How long will it last? Shorty didn't answer. She didn't want to. She can't talk? Mortimer asked Ryan. She can, but not to you, jackass. Hey! She was a corporal. Why do you care? She was my arch-enemy, Mortimer. You don't kill a man's arch-enemy. That's like stealing his wife. Oh, really? Sorry. Poor old Mortimer is quite the lady killer. Mortimer liked his pitch-black comedy, like his soul. Unfortunately for him, Len didn't find the joke funny, instantly raising a weapon at his face. Hey, calm down, the hitman protested. What's up with you? I should have let him kill you, Len said. You're just as bad as the meta. Len, it's not worth it, Ryan said. If she attacked him, then they would have the entire Augusti family after them. Ryan could handle them, but Len didn't need that right now. The aquatic genius remained still for a few seconds before lowering her weapon. Anyway, you're the underdiver, right? Mortimer said. Miss Livia said you were in charge of the evacuation efforts. I called bathyspheres already, Len said. Good, I was in charge of clearing up the way and getting the VIPs out, Mortimer said. I'll be back soon. You want to evacuate? Ryan asked, pointing at Neptune, repelling Dynamis' air forces. We're sort of winning. Bite me. Miss Livia's orders, Mortimer said, and you don't argue with the money. Once he was gone, Ryan looked at Reload's watery prison. The Violet, trapped inside a bubble he couldn't escape from. His powers restored him to his physical prime whenever he ran out of breath, but never granted him the strength to escape. Does it pop if I stick a nail in it? That's all you have to say, Riri? Len said. He murdered her. Yeah. Ryan moved towards Wardrobe's body, closing her eyes. She deserved at least that much. Yeah. That happens, Ryan said. She wasn't a meta, Riri. She didn't even use lethal force on you. How can you be so casual? I told you. You get used to everything. The saddest thing I heard you say yet. Riri, you can't become numb to this. If you let it stick to you, it gets overwhelming after a while. She had no good answer to this. I'm doing this for you, Riri, to pay you back, but that's it. When this is over, I'm done with these drug dealers. Yeah, it reminded Ryan of the previous loop where he watched Jamie and all his companions die. I can make it right, he said. It's just temporary. At what cost? Len asked. Don't. Don't what? Save people? You don't owe these people anything. That mindset of yours, it's destroying you, she protested. I tried to save everyone who deserved to, but I couldn't. I could only help a few. But the difference between them was that Ryan could save everyone if he tried enough. Len must have telepathically guessed what his train of thought. When this is over, let's go away. Away from what? Away from this cursed city, she said. All but pleading. It'll destroy us both. Maybe even kill us. Wait. Does that mean you want me back in your life after all? Ryan teased. No more radio exchanges? She remained silent for a moment, with the courier wondering if he had been too bold, too soon. Yes, Len said. It won't be easy, but I don't think I ever wanted you out of my life. Ryan remained silent as his oldest friend struggled to find her words. I don't think I would have checked up on you for years if it was truly over between us, Len admitted. Flinching as an explosion echoed nearby, Neptune had knocked out the last helicopter from the skies. I'm sorry. I'm not good at this. It's okay. They would have time to get comfortable with each other again. If anything, this loop had been worth it just to reach this point. It means the world to me, but you know I can't go right now. What about Rust Town? Ryan needed to use vaguer terms in case anyone was listening. Tremors, Len said. I think they're digging below it. Ryan had seen enough bad endings through his long life to know where this was going. He grabbed his phone and tried to call Vulcan. Jasmine? Nothing but static. Shorty, do you have good phone coverage? Someone is scrambling vocal communications, Len said. Dynamis, I think. As if on cue, Mortimer emerged from the ground, holding both Livia and Narcinia. While Narcinia was clearly shaken, folding her arms and looking at the ground, the second Mortimer released her, Livia managed to keep her composure, at least until she noticed Wardrobe. You killed her, Mortimer? I shouldn't have? Now it will be total war, Livia said. Hector cannot back down from this. Maybe that's why... Maybe it's the spark. My garden, Narcinia lamented. I wanted to show it to everyone. You will make another, Livia said. Underdiver, we start evacuating now. Mortimer, go back inside. Bring Bacchus and Sparrow. Should we evacuate at all? Mortimer asked. Geist had managed to close the hole, and Dynamis Genome seemed to be starting to bail. I mean, it's crappy, but it's our turf. I keep dying, Livia replied. My alternate selves, their lives are snuffed out in an instant, and I can barely see the cause. I can assume Dynamis has a secret weapon, and they will unleash it on the island. Len looked at Ryan. Not me, he protested. This time. Mortimer immediately faced through the ground once again, while Len assigned a bathysphere to everyone. Riri, you go first, she said. Riri? Narcinia frowned. Are you two... It's complicated, Ryan said, sitting in the bathysphere. It was a larger variant of the one Shorty used for delivery runs, optimized to hold multiple people inside. He sat on a crimson semicircular bench, immediately noticing seatbelts. The bathysphere was equipped with multiple screens and buttons, and even included what appeared to be an infirmary. I'm disappointed by the absence of sickles and hammers. Narcinia, move in, Livia said, pushing the girl inside. The Augustus princess stopped midway. I don't understand. Livia? Narcinia asked. Are you okay? I don't get it. It's all bright, and then dark. Livia took a step back, a sharp, translucent blade grazing her cheek and drawing blood. Narcinia screamed as an invisible force pulled her backwards out of the bathysphere. Almost on instinct, Ryan froze time and peeked outside. Narcinia floated 6 meters above the ground, held by an invisible force. Ryan could see the hint of a hand covering her mouth and guessed who it was. He had probably stalked the courier and watched the battle from afar. What a G. He's like, she can't see Ryan, so if I stick around with Ryan, she won't be able to see me, and then I'll kill her. Based. When time resumed, Len raised her water weapon at the skies, trying to locate the invisible genome, glass shards appearing from the sea surrounding the group. So it's true, a voice came out of nowhere, but Ryan recognized it as Shroud. Assassination attempts will always fail. Did Felix send you, Matthias? Livia asked. You appear together when I see... you appear together a lot when I look at you. That is really clever. Let's just say we share a few moral sensibilities, especially as far as fighting vermin are concerned. Shroud dropped his invisibility, carrying Narcinia above the ground, while keeping a hand on her mouth. If she couldn't draw blood, the green genome couldn't use her ability, a power that would help shape the world as her mother wished, and your father used it to poison innocence. You disgust me. Livia's iron flare faltered briefly. Start by giving back my mother, the princess said. Then we will talk about morality. Now, tell your master to show himself. Leo isn't here, Shroud replied. Glass shards threateningly raised at everyone. Though the carnival's assassin and handsome courier worked on the same team, the assassin seemed determined to pretend otherwise, but he will settle the score. Lies, Livia said. If it's not Hargrave, then... Did the skies clear up? The sun seemed to shine brightly for a moment. Ryan raised his eyes at the heavens, watching in amazement as a pillar of light fell from the skies. Pillar of light? Close enough. Welcome back, Derek. Like judgment from above. He almost didn't notice Len's hand pushing him back into the bathysphere, while Olivia looked at the skies. Ryan felt something on the back of his skull and fishes looking at him from the outside. Ryan blinked, glancing around in confusion. He was sitting alone on the bathysphere bench, seatbelt on and laser blade deactivated. The escape pod had clearly fled under the sea. All he could see through that porthole were dark waters and swimming sea animals. His enhanced sense of timing told Ryan that he had moved forward, that he had moved forward without him noticing, and he couldn't explain why. Nah, we'll go with Derek, my boy. Livia's doing? He didn't know her power limits, but this feeling reminded him of acid rain triggering her powers. A violet, not a blue. Wait, Vulcan said that Augustus gained 2 powers with no side effects, a genetic quirk. How would they know that unless... Questions for later. Shorty? Ryan asked. Len? Len, answer me! Ryan, trying to make sense of the bathysphere buttons. Warning, fallback point compromised, Len's recorded message spoke out. Bathysphere rerouted to Rustdown. Please sit until the door opens. No answer. That device probably had an automatic autopilot of some kind. Still, the screen showed a GPS map of New Rome, alongside the bathysphere's rough position. He would reach Rustdown quick. However, a large part of the map had turned red, including Ischia Island. A chill moved through his spine. Ryan undid his seatbelt and saw the porthole as the bathysphere ascended towards the surface. But as the escape pod emerged from the sea's depths, the courier saw a vision straight out of Dante's Inferno. New Rome was on fire. Flames consumed the city, devastating the harbor, the strip, the entire coast. Buildings collapsed or incinerated. A firestorm had taken over the highway leading into New Rome, with columns of smoke reaching as far as the clouds. Mount Augustus had crumbled, a proud hill, now a fuming crater. What the? Ryan muttered. The skies brightened again. A pillar of light fell upon New Rome. Ryan had to put a hand on his eyes to protect himself from the radiance, but he saw it hit Dynamis HQ and Il Miglior's tower in the distance. The following shockwave made the bathysphere shake, even if the device was kilometers away. Is this the fucking thing? Is this the satellite that Mecron unleashed or whatever in the Leo Hargraves fight last flashback? When at long last the bright light subsided, nothing remained of Dynamis's twin towers. Len? Ryan turned to the control panel, desperately trying to find anyone. Len? Answer me! Len? Jasmine? Anyone? No answer. How could it be? Had Leo the Living Sun hit the city earlier than expected and gone mad? Augustus could probably do that much damage too, but why attack his own seat of power? Ryan's eyes widened as it fell into place. Orbital Communications Center. Oh, I think so. One of the rooms inside the bunker. Mecron had designed orbital weapons. If one of his toys remained in the dark reaches of space, a Damocles sword waiting for someone foolish enough to make it fall. What is this reference? A Damocles sword? Sword of Damocles is an ancient Greek moral anecdote, an allusion to the imminent and ever-present peril faced by those in positions of power. Its main character, Damocles, was based on the courtier of the court of Dionysus, a ruler. The anecdote apparently figured in the lost history of Sicily. Damocles was flattered by his king Dionysus, exclaiming that Dionysus was truly fortunate as a great man of power and authority. Dionysus offered to switch. Oh, I have seen the... Oh, I have... Okay, I know what this is talking about. Damocles' sword. I do. No. Okay, I do know of it. No. I just didn't remember it. Where the king offered to switch places with him, and he gave him like all he wanted. But then when he looked up, there was like a sword hanging by like a horsehair or whatever above him, and he was like, "That's what it's like to be a king." Okay. Okay. No. That makes sense. By the way, how's it going, Justin? No. As he looked in devastation, Ryan couldn't help but wonder how many people did it take? Without Psyshock to replace them with cannon fodder, and with Dynamis turning on him, Adam must have thrown his own men into the meat grinder, and through sheer desperation he succeeded. He had waited too long. The meta had unlocked Mechron's bunker. 4 a.m.? God damn, brother. Been. I'm searching all along. When the bathysphere reached the shore, it stopped at the only place which the metagang hadn't opened fire on yet, their own turf. Ryan walked the streets of Rusttown, the people fleeing in panic. The toxic atmosphere, already terrible, was now saturated with smoke and ash, and without his mask on, the courier might have coughed every minute. The locals were so terrified of the orbital bombardment that they trampled on other people while trying to escape. Another pillar of light hit New Rome south, illuminating the skies and causing a mini earthquake. A building crumbled at Ryan's left, forcing him to use a time stop to avoid the falling stones and glass shards. Where am I? He kept going through the chaos until he reached his destination, the junkyard. Before going through to this cursed place, the courier tried to contact, well, everyone, but he received no answer but static. Either the orbital laser had damaged underground cables and other methods of communication, or there was no one left to answer him. And when he looked at Ischia from the coast, Ryan saw only smoke and flames. Ryan had seen the worst hells of the post-apocalypse Earth had to offer: irradiated cities, mutant-infested ruins, Monaco, and stuff straight out of H.R. Geiger's worst nightmare. But none hit him as hard as New Rome. The courier had found his bad ending, and it was all his fault. He shouldn't have waited for Leo's carnival to arrive in town, nor left the bunker in the meta's hands. Even Augustus would have been more responsible than Adam with this tech. The courier might not have pulled the trigger, but he left the gun. Ryan was now all alone, just like when he lost Len the first time. Except for all he knew, she probably died on that island, saving him. He would have to go back. He couldn't continue this. As he walked through the junkyard ruins, Ryan started to hear music, an indie rock tune sung by none other than Big Fat Adam himself. In preparation for the confrontation, Ryan rigged a bomb hidden beneath his suit alongside his other ultimate weapon to explode on command. It would make him reload should Adam have one more trick up his sleeve. Thankfully, he always kept upping the dose of rampage on himself, and so juiced himself up for the big finish. One way or another, this run would end soon. That scene that awaited the time traveler was almost surreal. A mighty technologically advanced communication tower had sprung from the ground close to the bunker's entrance, reminding Ryan of a black obelisk. And the metagang were partying in its shadow. They had cleared the trash from around it to form a wide area on which to stand, half the size of a soccer field. After all that happened during the time loop, only 5 of the psychos had survived to its final conclusion. Big Fat Ryan, Frank the Mad, Acid Rain, Saren, and a 5th, soon-to-be-dead maniac. And instead of securing the area, the group had decided to hold a music jam. Ryan recognized them, Acid Rain, Saren, Frank, Adam, and the fifth one as the land's rumored true form, which Jasmine had briefed him on. He could have mistaken the deformed creature for a parody of Area 51 aliens. Jesus Christ, that's mean. Mouthless, humanoid with baby-like short legs and a humongous hairless head. Unlike its softer gray-skinned cousin, the Psycho seemed almost entirely made out of solid dirt. Holding a rock concert while the city burned? Typical Psychos. But worst of all, Adam looked happy. Blissfully so. This summed up the meta gang. You should have named yourself Big Nero, Whaley, Ryan taunted him. That would have been more appropriate, though I would suggest a fiddle. I doubt he's going to get that reference, but all the same. The music stopped as Ryan leapt onto the open field and faced the meta. The land immediately reacted by flinging dirt below, forming a platform to fly on. Perhaps her geokinetic powers was inversely proportional to her range. "A thief," Acid Rain said. "I'll gut him open." "Behind me, Mr. President," Frank the Mad said. Adam raised his hand, stopping his teammates. "Come on," Hannafat Lecter snickered with a cheerful grin. "It's Caesar. He's almost part of the family." "And soon I will be an orphan," Ryan replied. "Wait, he's alone?" Saren asked. "Wow, it's true what they say. Some folk are just too dumb to live." "Don't worry about that, Miss Flatulence," Ryan replied. "You won't live past the next 10 minutes. "And here I thought you came to listen to our performance," Adam mocked. "It's Franz Ferdinand. This fire, mate." It's one of the last songs of the band before... it's one of the last songs the band recorded before the war. Still, call me surprised. A full blast on that island and you lived? "You were targeting me personally?" Ryan asked. "I'm honored you thought you needed a Mecron-made WMD to take me out. Must have been hard to see me with a paunch that big." "You and the precog princess. When things started to go sour, I tried to look for the cause, and your name came up a lot. First, you got Ghoul, then put Psyshock 6 feet under. Then, the land told me you convinced Augusta's goons to give pursuit instead of letting us skip town. That's a lot of coincidences, mate. I think you knew what we came here for, and tried to beat us. What can I say? I'm a cheat. Did you see the name Caesar in Dynamis' files? Because it looks like you sent them a pretty nasty severance package. Their elixir supply was useful, until it wasn't. There's a whole juice lab down there, mate. Advanced enough to make our own knockoffs for my men. That's all that matters." "But not for you," Ryan noted. "Before I kick your ass and make this horrible moment never happen again, you're gonna answer a question, because I want to know." "A last request? Do tell, I'm in the mood to honor it." "Why?" "Why?" "Actually, mate, it's all your fault." Ryan's fingers tightened around his laser blade. "My fault?" "Your fault. I've been juicing up on elixirs for almost 15 years. You know the drill. My genetic code degrades, causing cellular degeneration, shortening telomeres, mental instability, tumors, whatever, until I take a shot to become okay again. For a while, I was happy that way, but I noticed a problem. My powers are starting to go, let's say, haywire. I guess the elixirs can't fix everything, you know? Bugs slip through. You're gonna die?" Having studied their condition, Ryan knew very well that elixir psychos consuming were just delaying the inevitable. "Good. Yeah. Well, I came to this place because I thought I could find a cure, but now that you killed Psyshock, we can't hijack Mecron's central mainframe. We could only settle on partial control. Thanks for ruining everything, buddy." "You're welcome. I did my best." "Well, looks like you fucked up pretty bad then, because partial control meant we could get our hands on that big interstellar flick. It's got me thinking." Adam stared into Ryan's eyes, and for a second, the courier saw it all. All the psychopath narcissism lurking beneath the friendly facade. I'm going to die, But you people, Adam sneered, you will continue to live your miserable, meaning lives as if I never existed. That's fucking selfish, mate. So I figured pharaohs and kings, they were entombed with their slave. That's the way things are. If I have to go, my send-off party will be the whole fucking town on fire. Jonestown. It was Jonestown all over again. Is Jonestown where Bloodstream died? That's your motive? All this pain and suffering just because you wanted to pull off a Jim Jones? What can I say? Life ain't about winning or losing. It's about being happy. And the truth is, I don't want nobody to be happy without me. Ryan flinched. These words, a cruel perversion of his own philosophy. Anyway, Caesar, I know all about your sister's underwater base and the kids. I guess I'll have fried fish for dinner. Ryan stopped time and went straight for the kill. Obviously, Acid Rain teleported away before his ability took effect. But Ryan expected as much. Running straight for Hanifat Lecter, the courier grabbed the plushie hidden from his suit, flipped the switch and tossed it into the melee. When time continued, Ryan closed the gap with Adam, getting past his goons to leap on the Meta's chest. The madman could barely even flinch in surprise before the courier sliced his face horizontally, targeting his eyes. The madman screamed in pain and surprise before trying to grab Ryan with his bare hands. Thanks to his enhanced sense of timing and rampage-boosted body, the courier fled out of range before dodging a mighty punch from Frank the Mad. The giant's fist smashed into the ground with enough force to create a crater. Unfortunately, Acid Rain teleported to Ryan's left and stabbed him in the flank with a knife. Only the courier's rampage-boosted reflexes allowed him to leap away and avoid the follow-up strike to the throat. "My eyes!" Adam snarled, covering his wounds. As Ryan expected, the madman's power only covered his skin. Still, standing atop a flying platform, the land mentally caused stones to rise from the ground in the form of sharp spikes, forcing Ryan to stay defensive, though he leapt through around to dodge the stone traps. Frank the Mad began pursuing the courier with astonishing speed. Unlike the frail courier, he smashed through the land spikes. "Viewer, how's it going, man?" Sarin, meanwhile, had floated atop a molten trash to gain the high ground. Acid droplets had started to fall in a faint rain, and the plushie had awoken, looking at the curious eyes. "An angel," Acid Rain said. "It's an angel." "The other kind," Ryan replied, running circles around Frank. Thankfully, the Colossus had speed and range thanks to his size. "A rabbit." The plushie raised its ears, listening to him intently. Ryan pointed a finger at Acid Rain. "Attack!" "Happy birthday!" The plushie leapt out at Acid Rain at astonishing speed. Hungry for blood, the maniacal psycho realized the danger and teleported away. Unfortunately for her, no sooner did she reappear above a pile of trash that the plushie started climbing it. "Let's hug!" Once the beast was unleashed, none could escape it. While Acid Rain teleported out of sight and the plushie pursued her across the junkyard, the blinded Adam recovered from his wound to go on the offensive. His mouth widened like a pelican, enough that a madman could shove an arm down his throat. "We fight to the death, mate," Adam said. Yours first," Ryan replied, cutting a stone spike with his laser blade. Ryan might have wanted to say a joke, but he was through. He just wanted them dead. "Texas smash!" Frank the Mad said, attempting to bull rush the courier. The ground trembled with each step, Ryan narrowly managing to dodge. Instead, the Colossus hit a nearby pile of molten trash. Metallic garbage absorbed the Colossus' body. While he recovered, Frank had grown half a meter taller. As Ryan suspected, the Psycho could absorb metals to increase his mass and his range. He had to kill the weaker meta first to make the stronger ones manageable. Let's see you dodge this, Sauron said. The courier stopped time, dodging between the thrown obstacles. Keeping Frank and Adam for last, Ryan instead rushed over at the tower and the land defending it. He grabbed a grenade and tossed it at both the land and the tower. The projectile exploded when time resumed, and the blowback blasting the land off her platform and sending the silent psycho to the ground. Although Macron's tower trembled, it didn't break. Though disappointed, Ryan settled for a consolation prize. Like a hawk falling on a mouse, he cut the land in half below the waist with Reload's blade. The creature made no sound and didn't shed blood. Instead, both halves fell off the ground without any reaction. Was she even alive? Ryan didn't have time to ask himself, as Adam instantly was upon him. And the courier stopped time to dodge and noticed Sauron ready to attack again. Grabbing a small gun from his back pocket, Ryan shot her repeatedly in the face. When the clock resumed, Sauron's head exploded, vaporous fumes escaping her hazmat suit. Changing her strategy from close combat to ranged, Madman Frank the Mad grabbed his base and tossed it at Ryan as easily as a freebie. As a frisbee, not a freebie. You guys can clearly tell I'm tired, right? Ryan managed to leap to the side while the projectiles crashed behind him. The land's upper half was crawling at him with her arms. Exploiting his distraction and time-stop cooldown, Adam caught Ryan's right arm, the spikes tearing at his flesh. Though he had grown almost numb to any form of pain, the time traveler had to keep his teeth clenched as the two psychos pulled him in opposite direction. If this continued any longer, they might rip his arm off. On second thought, "Mate, I won't kill you," Adam said. Adam opened his mouth again and spat out a new item from his gullet, a syringe full of azure blue liquid. An elixir. Oh god, no. Anything but that. "I'm gonna destroy you," Adam said, with a laugh, raising his potion like a knife. You know what they say, like father, like son. Ryan shouted his safe word, Jar Jar his fucking safe word is Jar Jar Binks. He didn't finish his sentence. A crimson spear hit Adam's chain and melted its links. While the surprised psycho took an anti-tank shell to the face, the blast propelled him backwards, and the elixir shattered. "Mr. President," Frank the Mad said, only for an enormous shape to fall to the side. Is this fucking Crimson Sphere? Is this Leo Hargrave? The impact blew dust in all directions. Ryan, only able to see the winged shape pinning the colossal psycho to the ground. Two giants trading blows. Ryan glanced at the spot where Sauron stood, noticing Lanka and Jamie in civilian clothing in her place. They looked like shit, their face covered in ashes and minor wounds. And nonetheless, the courier seemed happy to see them. And of course she was there, her mech landing right in front of Ryan. "You made me keep your fucking cat, Ryan. You aren't dying before I kill you." Vulcan, love you too, sweetheart. Ryan had to admit, being the damsel in distress was a nice change of pace. Usually, he was the one doing the rescuing. But it wasn't very relaxing for the junkyard had erupted into complete chaos. An increasingly taller Frank traded blows with Wyvern in dragon form, the colossal reptile pushing her against a pile of molten trash. For every hit the superheroine inflicted, the psycho seemed to gain additional strength, but Lanka sniped him with white-colored spheres from her vantage point. Was she Cancel's long-lost sister or something? I love Vulcan too, Dr. Z. I agree. You know what, guys? Give me one quick second. Let me just run to the washroom real quick. Give me 1 second. Ow. Okay, let's keep going. Man, I need to go get my beard taken care of. Good lord, this looks like a fucking mess. Two more chapters. Let's keep going. Ryan had to admit, being the damsel in distress was nice, but it wasn't relaxing, for the junkyard had erupted into pure chaos. Nope, already read this. Never mind. You teamed up with Wyvern? Ryan asked Jamie? Ryan asked Jasmine? Temporarily, Vulcan replied. Very temporarily. You could tell the situation was bad when those two decided to set their differences aside. Having devoured the land and left nothing behind, Chitter's rats moved on to Adam. But the Meta's leaders proved to be a harder meal. He stomped on the rodent, turning them into blood smears on the ground. Even when they tried to bury him under the weight, his enhanced strength allowed him to shrug them off. Exploiting the distraction, Ryan grabbed a knife from his unwounded arm and managed to free his leg from the land's dirt binding him. Meanwhile, Jamie, showing off his badass samurai credentials, jumped off from his rookery and created a sword of red light mid-flight. Swinging his blade during the descent, he cut through Frank's back as easy as butter. Unfortunately, the Psycho's metal body quickly regenerated, and while Lanka slowed down his growth, she couldn't stop it. Anything that can take down the communication tower? Ryan asked Jasmine. I mean, their gun is bigger than yours, no offense. I wasted most of my good stuff on the reptile over here. Vulcan said in frustration. Cover me while I reload. To give himself more time to think and plan, Ryan activated his power, the world turning violent, the courier looking under his suit with his left arm. He couldn't feel the right one, Adam's chain having shredded its key muscles. Could a Desert Eagle be powerful enough? A higher caliber gun, perhaps? You were the source of these anomalies. Ryan flinched as a man of ivory floated above the junkyard, shrouded in a blinding electric aura. He alone moved in frozen time, standing above and looking down on the humans below. Hydrodynamics. He had used electrical charges to ionize air molecules to fly. I was starting to wonder, Augustus said, carrying a half-burnt corpse in his hand. You would make a powerful Saturn. Time resumed and Lightning Ass focused on the other people present. Dr. Z, hear me out. Augustus and Leodero, very, very one-on-one now. Hey there, how's it going, man? The moment Augustus came into view, everyone stopped. Even the blinded Adam seemed to sense his presence. You failed, Augustus told Adam, tossing Acid Rain's corpse on the ground. Even Hargrave's flames could not warm me. You thought this feeble light could kill me? You thought anything could kill me? To his credit, Adam recovered pretty quickly. Frank, smash him! The now 8-meter-tall giant immediately pushed Wyvern aside and attempted to smash Augustus with both hands. I'm good, hey there. A little tired, if I'm honest. Except Augustus is worse. Maybe. Probably, actually. Leodero hasn't done anything that bad. I'm just tired, hey there. It's just, you know, I'm still getting used to my new schedule and stuff, like waking up super early, so it's just gonna take a little bit to get used to. I'll be okay. Vulcan is simply the best. I agree, Burn. I agree. Vulcan is the best. Love her. The 8-meter-tall giant pushed Wyvern aside and attempted to smash Augustus with his hands, the way a man crushed a mosquito. Instead of dodging, the Emperor raised his hands and stopped the giant's hands with his own. As he did, Frank's metal skin shifted around Augustus's fingers, covering them. Even Mob Zeus looked briefly surprised. It seemed Frank the Mad's metallic structure tried to digest Augustus's hands but struggled to. But it made no difference. Yeah, exactly, Dr. Z. Like, physically I'm tired, but like, I love this new schedule. Like, I get done work at 4 o'clock, and because I work from home, I'm done at 4 and I'm home at 4. Which means, like, I can go to the gym from like 4 to 5, and then I can come home, rest from like 5 to 6. I can start streaming later. Like it's great. But physically, like, it's just like, I'm not used to waking up that early anymore, so it's just gonna take a little bit. It seemed Frank the Mad's metallic structure tried to digest Augustus's hands, but struggled to. Augustus looked at Frank and blasted the Titan's head with a blinding lightning bolt. The sheer power behind the blow melted the Psycho's steel body, leaving only a molten metal where his brain should have been. Ryan, get down! Vulcan activated her propellers and grabbed Ryan, flying out of the giant's falling shadow. George Augustus III. Frank hit the ground and blew dust in all directions, missing the tower by an inch. Without wasting time, Augustus landed on the ground and began to walk to Adam. My sister, daughter, and goddaughter died because of you. There were no words on earth to sum up the cold fury coming from Lightning Ass's mouth right now. Their deaths were swifter than yours will ever be. I promise you a Tartarus. Aaron, no worries, man. Appreciate you popping by. Ozen, we're gonna be starting it soon, dude. It was supposed to be way fucking later, but in about a month's time or so, we're gonna start reading Reverend Insanity. This is gonna be great. Doesn't matter, Adam replied. Even if I die, I already won. You lost. Adam replied, swinging a warhammer at the man. His weapon flattened on impact, while Augustus didn't even flinch. Well, it was fun while it lasted, Adam said. Adam to Bahamut. Change target to current low. Augustus casually backhanded Adam in the face, tearing off his jaw and sending the carbon-made man to the ground. The Emperor then kicked the Psycho in the stomach with enough strength to make him crash against the orbital tower, while everyone looked on, too terrified to move or utter a sentence. Lightning Ass started stomping his victim. The Psycho's hardened shell folded like aluminum under a savage beating. At long last, Adam had become a bloody, battered mess on the ground. Augustus turned to look at him. Any last words, vermin? Adam laughed. It wasn't a laugh of despair or madness, just the taunting cackle of a monster happy with his work. This only infuriated Mob Zeus even further. At the end of the day, for all your delusions, you bear only the first man's name, Augustus said, while I am God. Hypothetically speaking, if you end up not liking Reverend Insanity, will you drop it? Yeah, of course. I would never read anything if I'm not having fun with it. I don't care. Like, the viewers are one thing. Listen, don't get me wrong. I love you guys and stuff. But, like, I think if I'm going to sit and, like, if I'm reading through something because it's like, well, there's a lot of people, but, like, I'm not having fun. I don't think there'll be a lot of people because, like, I won't be reading. Yeah, I'm just reading the words. I'm not enjoying. Like, it's not fucking fun. I don't care. Like, my fucking the perfect run streams get like no views. This might as well be 0 people. It makes no fucking difference. And it's like, but I don't care. I really have fun reading this. So I don't give a shit. Alchemine, how's it going, man? Okay, that's actually super mean, Dr. Z. What the fuck? Um, Augustus stomped on his head with a sickening crack. Adam fell silent, drool falling from his mouth. The Meta was still breathing, but with a nasty concussion. He might soon wish he was dead, though. Soldiers, grab this piece of trash and send him to Venus. He will not die until I have him nailed to a cross on Ischia Island. His screams will soothe my daughter's soul. Augustus then turned to Wyvern. We fight now? Fight over what? Wyvern regained her human form and waved a hand at the devastation around them. She said, I don't want this smoke, bro. Devil, that is not what I said. Fuck you, okay? Um, then get lost, Augustus replied. Seriously, Devil, you're gonna do this to me when I move back stream so that I can watch fucking baseball with you? You're gonna hit me with that when I move back stream to fucking watch baseball with you? Bro, you see, this is what I mean when I say, like, this is not the fucking generation to be nice, dude. You guys are you're a fucking piece of shit, Devil. I want you to know that. I'm gonna have to sit through like 3 hours of fucking, I'm gonna have to sit through 3 hours of the most piece of shit, boring sport humanity has ever fucking created. And I do that for you, and this motherfucker goes, oh, he doesn't actually value us. Fuck you. Oh my fucking god, you cringe lord. Then get lost, Augustus replied. Now that I look at this cursed ground clearly, there is an entire crypt of metal beneath our feet. Mecron's tomb, I assume. What are you going to do? Wyvern asked. Finish what Hargraves did not have the guts to do. Lightning Ass's electrical aura grew bigger and stronger. His body building up energy inside itself. The courier realized what he was doing. No, Ryan pleaded. There's still bound to be something down there we can use. Ryan, it's over. If we stay, we die, Vulcan said. Unaware, how's it going, man? Augustus unleashed a lightning blast at the orbital tower, his overwhelming power short-circuiting the force field and snapping the building in half. One half of the tower fell on the junkyard's ground with a cataclysmic shock, while the aura around Augustus vanished for a brief second, revealing the human underneath. A statue of ivory with pieces of Frank's body still stubbornly attempting to eat away at his hands. Lightning Ass looked sick. His cheeks creased and his eyes sullen, but he was already recharging. Vulcan grabbed Ryan in her arms and flew away, the courier too weakened by his wounds and blood loss to protest. Everyone evacuated, Wyvern assisting Lanka and Jamie in dragging Adam away. 20 minutes later, a mighty unaware Jesus Christ, thank you, dude. You did not have to do that. Oh my god, thank you. Seriously, dude. What is this? Dude, what is this Sigma shit? Motherfucker said, hi, gifts. Alright, I'm gonna head out. You have fun. Thanks, buddy. Seriously, thank you so much. what a fucking G. Where am I? As expected of Rampage's side effects, Ryan started throwing up everything he had eaten over the last few days once the drug wore off. With his existing wounds and his damaged arm, Jasmine had him sedated. When the courier woke up in the hospital bed, he was surrounded by friends and a cat. Jamie sat on a chair with his girlfriend on his lap. Jasmine was petting a white cat. Only Lanka stood. Hello, sleeping beauty, Lanka mused. My, were you worried about me? Ryan asked. Raising his bandaged left arm. He could actually feel the pain now. Didn't anyone tell you? I'm immortal. Kyung chuckled, although her boyfriend didn't. Jamie was happy to see the courier alive, but clearly didn't like the joke. Kyung, there. Jasmine all but dumped the white cat in front of her boyfriend. Your turn. Schrodinger! Ryan grabbed the cat. You're alive! I don't know how, Jasmine admitted. Kyung looked at the cat with a worried gaze. Out of everyone at the factory, only that fucking cat made it out alive. This fucking thing is luckier than Fortuna. Did she make it out? Who else made it out? Precious few, Jamie admitted. Fortuna and her parents were far enough from ground zero to avoid dying outright, thanks to her busted luck, probably. The house almost collapsed on us when the Meta targeted Mount Augustus, but we avoided incineration. Neptune survived too. Is Len alive? Everyone looked at each other. You don't need to sugarcoat it, Ryan said. Say the truth outright. Almost everyone on Isha Island perished, either from the laser itself or the ashes. Only Geist lived, if you can call it that, and the few of us who were fighting outside Ground Zero, the Underdiver, didn't make it. Ryan said nothing for a moment, whether it was because of the anesthesia or the tiredness, or the gnawing realization that he had completely messed up this run. I'm sorry, Jamie said. I know it's a cold comfort, but no one could have stopped this. I could have, Ryan said. You couldn't. It happened in a flash. No time to think, Jamie said. You're a hero, Ryan, Kyung said. You probably prevented Adam from firing that beam again, killing thousands. It was completely foolish, you mean, Jasmine snarled. What were you thinking, attacking him head on? Hey, I tried calling for backup. No one answered. And I thought I could pull off a Tony Montana. Well, you did, Lanka said. Your own drug did more damage to your system than the Meta, from what I heard. Well, we're in Sorrento, south of New Rome, Jamie said. You can still see the fires out of the window. It's one of our cities, so it's safe here, Jamie said. With your metabolism, you should be fine in no time. What's gonna happen now? Ryan said. Ryan wasn't sure if he should drag out his recovery time or put a bullet in his brain right now. He decided to wait a little to get a clearer picture. We bury the dead, Jamie said. After that, we rebuild and continue. That's all we can. I don't think now is the time to speak of it, Kyung told her fiancé. Yeah. We'll leave the rest, my friend. We'll leave you the rest, my friend Lanka, Jamie said. Yeah. The courier heard her grumble while closing the door behind them. Goddamn lovebirds. Vulcan waited a few seconds for the other Augusti to leave. You're holding up? You owe me one. Unfortunately, I can only pay you with my body. My money went down in ashes. Is my car okay? No. Adam blew it up alongside my foundry. If Len's demise hadn't finished off Ryan, his car's murder did. The chrono radio was gone. And even if you memorized the plans for Len's device, it wouldn't work without the brain powering the Fury. What did his car do to the Meta, goddammit? Someone knocked on the hospital room window. Hi, Wyvern said. Jasmine immediately revealed a gun. Get the fuck out of here, Laura. Jasmine, can we stop doing this? Wyvern sighed. Luvion, no worries, man. Appreciate you popping by. Have a good night. See you tomorrow, hopefully, for Lord of the Mysteries. Can we stop fighting for once? After everything that happened, aren't you just tired? I come in peace. Vulcan kept her weapon raised, and then lowered it. How did we fall apart? Wyvern asked. You started it, Jasmine replied. Aren't you helping the civilians? I was, but the carnival arrived. Does Augustus know? Not yet, but he will. He and Leonard can't stand each other, so I expect more fighting soon. What about Dynamis? Ryan asked. What I always feared will come to pass, Wyvern admitted. Alphonse Manada is in charge of what remains, including all troops in Sicily, Libya, and Spain. The truce won't hold with him in command. If anything, I think he'll probably just want to wipe you all out. There's gonna be a new genome war, Jasmine muttered, fighting over the scraps. Yeah. An awkward silence fell on the room. Well, he wouldn't live to see it. Hannafat Lecter had won. He had ruined Europe for years to come. And worst of all, the plushie was still out there. This is your fault, Jasmine told Wyvern. You hired the meta, planted the seeds from which this disaster grew. I didn't... Jasmine, I swear I didn't know. Neither did Enrique. Bless his soul. If anyone is at fault, it's Hector. I would have stopped him if I knew. That's your problem, Laura. You never pay attention. Why are you here? I came to apologize, the heroine admitted, causing Jamie to blink in. I still don't understand how you went from friends to enemies. But after all that happened, I've been reevaluating my choices. I don't want to fight you again. And whatever I did that caused you pain, I'm sorry. Jasmine listened. Different feelings changing her expressions, from disbelief to anger to regret. Get out, Laura, she finally said. Just get out. I understand, Wyvern said. Romano, I don't know why you chose the Augusti, but what you did was brave. There's still time for you to turn your life around, be a force of good in this world. Yeah, Ryan replied. There's still time. With one more glance, Wyvern flew out the window. You knew, Jasmine said. That's what they were hiding in the bunker. I knew Mecron kept a weapon stash below. I didn't know he had a fucking orbital laser. And you didn't tell me? Fuck, Ryan, we slept together, in my bed. Couldn't hurt to trust a little. Jasmine, I swear... Shut the fuck up, she interrupted. Just shut up. Schrodinger let out a cute meow as if to alleviate the tension. Ryan petted him, wondering if his black goat also survived the devastation. But most of his thoughts were for the orphans in Len's base. With luck, the systems would provide for them, but without Len... All in all, this run had been a fucking disaster. See, like, this is what I mean. Like, this shit is so cooked, right? Where for so long, it was like, oh my god, this run is, like, perfect. This run is amazing. Len is, like, coming around. Ryan's having fun. He's with Jasmine. Like, they're having... And it's like, this is the shittiest run we've had so far. This is the worst. Mecron's bunker had been blown up, like his car, the chrono radio, and whatever brain-copying research Dynamis kept stockpiled in their HQ. The courier had only one solution, his only chance to salvage something from his run. Vulcan's power-enhancing armor. But would she help him? He wasn't even sure. At this point, he should just ask Vulcan for her gun and pull the trigger. And yet... Why are you looking at me like that? I know I'm beautiful, but that's creepy. I was thinking about what you said, Ryan said. A little trust. You knew I was hiding things, but didn't say anything to the Augustus or the others. Why? I wonder myself. I don't know. You're smart, fun. I like you. As in like? As in present? Don't push it, Ryan. Yeah, I still have a little crush. And that's why I'm mad at you, because you're an idiot. You can only be really pissed off by people you care about. Ryan smiled a little, though his heart wasn't in it. Thing was, he had plenty of people he had grown to hate, but very few he cared for. He always remained careful not to get attached because he knew it only hurt more when he looped. Plus she shall haunt your dreams, actually. Thing was, Vulcan had kept some of his secrets when she could have easily betrayed him. Even now, she hadn't written him off as a lost cause. She wasn't a good person, and as his Dynamis loop could attest, but she wasn't all bad either. A little trust. It had been a while since Ryan had trusted anyone except Len, because trust was a fragile thing that could turn into an open wound. But this disaster happened because he couldn't trust anyone but Len. If Ryan did the same things over, then he would get the same results. Maybe it was time for him to change. Jasmine? What? I can time travel. Trust was a two-way street after all. Yay! He told someone else! That's amazing! Okay, hold on. Let me just grab a Coke. It's just on my nightstand. I'll be right here. We'll start the last chapter. Let's go. Ow, my god. Can I just say, I fucking hate... I know, me too, Dr. Z, me too. Jasmine's so good. But can I just say, I fucking hate Halloween. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't even have anything against it. I just don't like it. I don't know why. Standing in the middle of the white, underground experimentation room, Ryan let out a groan. I need to go to the bathroom. Too late, asshole, Jasmine replied, as she used a screwdriver to close the armor's lightweight alloy chest plate. But I added a urine recycling system if you want to drink your own piss. Charming. Ryan didn't feel so heavy, even if he wore a 25 kilos armor suit. The weight was evenly distributed to lessen the strain on his muscles, and the servos provided additional strength. While the courier wouldn't be able to move as fast, he could punch through concrete. As per his demand, Jasmine had painted the armor purple, with orange lenses in the eyes, and Ryan looked like an oversized humanoid bug in it. Yeah, fair. Hell, his armor design matched Vulcan's own. Wasn't that adorable? Ryan also memorized its schematics so he could rebuild it if needed. Separated from a control panel by a door and a plexiglass window, the place used to be an underground police interrogation room before the wars. Jasmine later repurposed it into a lab, even managing to complete the armor in a few days. They didn't even have to lie about that project. Not completely, at least. Vulcan had promised Augustus that she would work on a new type of armor capable of enhancing Ryan's powers, and that the would-be emperor had given his seal of approval. It seemed the courier's powers had left a good impression on Lightning Ass, or he just didn't care about his daughter's demise. Say what you want about the Augusti, but they got things done. Should have figured it out sooner, Jasmine grumbled. You were just too fucking perfect. Was it a repeat performance? Did you fine-tune your sweet-talking? No. You tried to kill me in a previous loop. Did I succeed? She asked. Nope. Not even close. A shame. I'll succeed this time. It's fine. Half of my girlfriends tried to kill me at one point or another, Ryan said. I'm a masochist. I know, Jasmine replied. I've got a request, Ryan. A request from you? How could I refuse? If this fails, and it won't, because I'm a genius, but let's assume that it does, I won't be able to transfer your mind. In Ryan's experience, failure would be the rule, and the potential success the exception. Yeah, right, Sherlock. If I don't make it, it means I will cease to exist, the me right now. You will lose your memories. Don't be pessimistic. It's amnesia, not death. I will lose memories of things I haven't done. Stop kidding yourself, Ryan. I'll be erased. So if I don't make it, I want you to leave my other self alone. Make sure she lives and doesn't go to corporal jail, but don't pull your summer fling crap on her. Don't replace me with another Jasmine. Aw, damn it. Seriously? This is it? Sag. I understand, Ryan said. Before, I said you wouldn't forget me, and I mean it now. Even if I disappear, promise. You won't forget me. I promise. This is why I like her? That was like the dumbest thing anyone's ever said. What? Don't replace me with another... How do you replace me with me? That's not replacement then. What the fuck are we talking about? the helmet in her hands. Jasmine pushed her lips against Ryan's. The courier put his hands on her waist. The armor clicked as it moved, and held her tight. This may be their last kiss. Don't forget that, Jasmine said, upon breaking the embrace. The courier started to breathe with a respirator and see the eyes through a lens. Vulcan tried to grab Schrodinger, but the cat refused to get caught. I think he wants to say, Jasmine mused, it's a Schrodinger's cat. He'll improve the odds. But if I replace you with you, then you literally exist. It's not like you never exist. You literally exist. But if I decide not to go through with you and just remember the memories of you, then you never existed. You can have memories of things you never happened. Our memories are fucking dumb. Our human brains are we're fucking chimps, okay? Our brains are fucking stupid. Our memories are dog shit. If Ryan replaces Jasmine with Jasmine, well, that Jasmine exists right now. Physically, she exists. But if he decides that, hey, she asked me not to do this, I won't do this, she literally might as well have never existed. Oh, well, the memory of me the memory means nothing. Think about your memory. You want to know something really cool? Whatever memory you have, think about your most important memory, the memory that you think of most often, maybe a childhood memory that you think about really often, okay? The memory that you think about most often is the one that's been most rewritten in your mind. It's the one that's furthest from what actually happened. Whereas a thing that you never think about, but still retain the memory of, is still way more closer to what happened in reality than the thing you think about all the time. Because as you think about stuff over time, as you recall memories, your brain adjusts them based on how you're feeling at the current moment. If you're thinking about a really sad memory but you're in a decent mood, your brain starts to go it was a bad time, but we learned a lot, and it was a really enhanced, fuck you, okay? Our memories are dog shit. Our brains are fucking useless. This little fucking thing up here, she was fucking cancerously bad. Get the fuck out of here. You're gonna... Okay, Dr. Z, let's calm down. Yes, Whatever. I just hope he has enough lives remaining, Jasmine replied, closing the door behind her. The plan was for Ryan to open a rift to the purple world with his enhanced power. Though the courier had never succeeded in doing so for centuries, it should allow for physical time travel, at least in theory. It was a far-fetched plan, even a risky one, but they had exhausted all options. Since they had lost the necessary tech for conscious transfer and Europe would soon erupt into conflict, there was no way for Jasmine to survive the restart. The chances were slim, but one could only hope. You know what she does? You know what that whole, I don't want you to replace me with me says? That says, I'm so unbelievably fucking selfish. I would rather you be miserable than us be happy together if it's with a slightly different version of me. I'm sorry. That's fucking wrong. No, I don't think so. If you think you might die, why are you going along with it? Ryan asked Jasmine. You could keep me chained in your basement. Don't tempt me, Jasmine said. Roughly, 8 million people live in New Rome and its countryside. The meta killed what, 2-3 million of them? No matter what. 1 versus 3 million. You'd have to be a huge dick to consider that a fair deal. Some would have thought otherwise, Ryan admitted. That's why I tried to keep my secret under wraps. Poor you. I was a hero once. Ryan said nothing. I just wanted to change the world, make an impact. Like your girl Len is doing, though she doesn't get it yet. I guess that's why I wanted you on my team, Ryan. I thought we were going to do great things together. We are, Ryan assured. Yeah. Make sure this disaster never happens again, okay? Kill that fat ass. I'm going to kill him from every loop from now on, don't you worry, Ryan said. If I told the Augusta about that bunker... No, don't. Unless I follow you. At best, the Augusta will blow up Rust Town like he just did. Oh, good lord. Casualties be damned. At worst, I don't want to think about it. You think it'll work? Fuck no. If I don't make it, go to Laura. I'm sorry, have I misheard? You want me to go to... I was jealous, alright? The genius snapped. Because she's so fucking perfect, and now she apologizes? It's sickening. Ryan didn't answer, letting Vulcan vent out her pent-up frustration. He had the feeling that the short genius had invested so much in her bitter rivalry with her former teammate that she had no idea what to do now that that Wyvern had thrown in the towel. Maybe, with time, Jasmine would learn to move on. If she had time. I know her better than anyone, Jasmine grumbled. She'll help get rid of that bunker. If only because she's too stupid to see the possibilities. She isn't corrupt. She's just fucking naive. Ryan wasn't sure if it was meant to be a compliment or an insult, but knowing her, probably both. Do you regret joining the Augusti? Ryan asked. No, I don't. It wasn't the best choice, but it was mine. If that makes sense. It didn't, but the courier accepted it all the same. In any case, the genius finished typing on the control panel and said, Ryan, we're ready. Open the path to that purple world. For the both of us. I will do all I can. Do or don't. There is no try. I'm sure everyone got that, but that's a Star Wars reference. Yoda says to Luke Skywalker, do or do not. There is no try. Both burst out laughing. Ryan couldn't believe they even shared the same love for pop culture. Truly, it had been a match made in Mafia heaven. Gathering his breath and holding Schrodinger, Ryan activated his time stop. The world turned violet. As the purple world and the universes converged, instead of freezing time, Vulcan's armor kept working inside that temporal anomaly. Even if the experiment failed, at least Ryan could upgrade his arsenal. 2 seconds within the time stop, the courier noticed something unusual. Bright violet particles began to appear inside the room, swirling around 2 points of light coming off his person. They floated around the room, even as the universe remained still. The armor was meant for Ryan to focus his power, to harvest the theoretical violet flux radiation. Could it be these particles? As 2 seconds turned into 3, 4, and 5, the number of these lights only increased at an exponential rate, from a few dozen to thousands, shrouding everything around him. The color turned from bright violet to purple, and they grew from the size of fireflies to bubbles. At this point, Ryan reached 10 seconds and decided to stop before he made a new save. This was a mere initial test to access more power of the purple world. The genome hastily cancelled his power, but the world remained frozen. In fact, the number of particles around him only increased, until they drowned out his sight. Schrodinger, Jasmine, and the entire room vanished behind a veil of colored bubbles. Jasmine? Ryan tried to move, but his body refused, or the armor didn't follow his movements. Jasmine? I can't stop! No one answered. The veil of purple bubbles split open, finally allowing Ryan to see through the armor's lenses. Instead of the interrogation room, he looked at the silent wasteland beneath a dark city. Beneath a dark sky. Was it Antarctica? It would fit the star's position in the sky. Strangely, while the bubbles remained at the edge of his vision and the armor refused to move, Ryan saw snow move with the wind, like watching a 3D movie. Ryan's viewpoint focused on a dark metal dome emerging from the snow. Perhaps a research station or something similar. His vision glitched out, showing a mahogany desk in a darkened room. 3 figures spoke out around a table. Although Ryan couldn't see them clearly, they had appeared as phantoms made out of particles. These higher dimensions defy physics and our understanding, a woman's voice said. Yet to master these alien worlds and conquer the stars is mankind's destiny. To survive, even thrive in this hostile universe, humanity must ascend to a higher state. From man to overman, from Homo sapiens to Homo novus. Ascension through genetic engineering, a similar voice continued. But governments and institutions will try to stop us, to preserve the status quo. These fossils can't see what is ahead. They live in the past. While the future came to us with this craft, we were warned. Old nations are fragile things that will crumble or they will adapt. The chaos we will unleash is well within our budget. What the fuck? What was that? A vision of the past? The scene glitched, and this time he could only hear broken voices, purple particles obscuring his vision. There is no place for black. Out of all the colors, it alone cannot be safely harnessed. The creatures within the black dimension do not seem malicious, but their mere existence tears our lower realities apart. Physical laws cannot coexist with paradoxes. All the ultimate ones are compassionate, but also narrow-minded. They only understand lower universes through the prism of their color. Limitless power without complexity. Or perhaps they see more than we do. Okay, so ultimate ones, I assume, are like the gods of their respective dimensions, like the gods of the purple world, the black world, the red world, whatever. The veil of purple parted, revealing a green meadow populated with white rabbit plushies, dozens of them, all looking at him, raising their ears as if they could see him through space and time. Their fur covered in blood, and the courier noticed a dismembered human corpse behind the grass. "Hi," Ryan said. The plushies raised their tiny paws and waved at the courier in perfect sync. The purple particles brightened, and in a blink they all exploded. Ryan had to squint, though he managed to make a shadow inside the light. Through it, he saw hints of impossible geometries, shifting spaces and doors to other worlds. A crossroads between realities whose existence defied the physics of mankind. He had entered the purple world. The shadow grew in size as Ryan approached it. It vaguely looked like an inverted pyramid. Inverted pyramid? Close enough. Welcome back, Death. It looked like an inverted pyramid covered in eye-shaped spheres. Though the courier couldn't work out the details through the purple light, however, he could tell it was colossal in size. A structure the size of a planet, maybe even a star. No, not a structure. A being. A godlike entity looked at Ryan with its countless eyes, and... It was May 8th, 2020. A brand new day in New Rome. God damn it. His hand on a driving wheel, Ryan parked at the nearest spot and glanced out the window, cars passing by his fury as they made their way into the city. Ready to gamble their souls to win fortunes in casinos, Mount Augustus and Dynamis HQ stood proud. Two would-be nations facing each other. Ryan observed their surroundings, trying to gather his thoughts. He had traded the armor for his usual clothes, and after confirming, checked that everything was back to normal. Either the entity had killed him or activated a failsafe in the genome's ability. And no sign of Vulcan either. She was supposed to call him if she managed to come back in time, but his phone remained silent. Jasmine hadn't made it. Well, that was a failure. Ryan wasn't surprised, just disappointed. At least Ryan had managed to go back after all, instead of accidentally making a new save. It only cost him a trusted friend and everything else. I love how this is like the complete opposite from like Klein, where Klein is sitting there and he's like, well, actually no. Actually, in that sense, I guess Ryan and Klein are so similar. Where like Ryan and Klein are both saying like, oh, it's okay, I won't lose much. Just myself, because they'll both give up every part of themselves if it means like saving others. Now Ryan does so in a little bit more of a shitty way, for sure, you want to say that. But like they're in that sense, they're like Ryan and Klein are both willing to give up like their sanity and their whatever because they're like, no, like I can save more people if I do it this way. Like I would for sure be a piece of shit, dude. If I had this power, I'd be like, you know what, this run is fine. Like only like 80 people died, and like I'm having a lot of fun. Fuck it, this one's good enough. I'm not doing this shit again. Even if it wasn't for like, oh, it wouldn't hurt my consciousness or whatever, it would just be like, I'm bored of this level, bro. We're moving on. Gathering his breath, Ryan put on his chrono radio and prepared to make his way into Renesco's place. I still think we're alone in the universe. Ryan stopped as Len's voice came out of the chrono radio. It's all dark and cold beyond our little blue planet. We aren't alone, Ryan's voice answered through the radio. And if you ask me, the stars shine brighter still. The courier behind the wheel froze as he heard himself discuss with Len through the radio. It didn't take long to realize what was happening. He listened to a recording of a conversation with Len on the orphanage's roof. How? He didn't record it, and neither did Shorty as far as he knew. How did it travel back in time? Did Len manage to send a recording through her device before Mecron's satellite claimed her life? Or was it the entity? Whatever the case, the whole conversation repeated perfectly as Ryan experienced it. Even the courier's own words echoed in his car. It can improve, Len. All you see is the dark, but everywhere you look, there's light. Yes, even if the world held much sorrow, it was worth saving. Ryan pushed the accelerator and drove to New Rome to begin again. It didn't matter how long it would take and how many false starts and bad endings he would have. He had a city to save and a perfect run to do. The courier had made a promise to Vulcan, and he would keep it. Well done. How to tame your plushie. Past fragment, nice. Alright, look at that. Another good stream. Hey Sal, how's it going, man? Stream? Oh hell yeah! Stream tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do a morning stream tomorrow, Dr. Z. I'll schedule it before I go to bed tonight, so you guys know when it is. But it should be the same. It should be the same timing as we normally do for day streams. So, give or take, 12, 18, 17 hours from now. Yeah, so day stream tomorrow, and we'll be reading the side stories. And then if you guys are up for it, I'll try to figure out ranking for all. We'll try to do a tier list for all the Lord of the Mysteries characters too. Yeah, I'm tired and drunk as shit. Good shit, Sal. Wait, drunk as shit? Isn't it like fucking 8 or 9? Isn't it like 9 or 10 a.m. for you? What the fuck do you mean you're drunk as shit? What the fuck? Yeah, good for you. I'm not here to judge. Fuck it. Alright, everyone. Have a great rest of your day or nights. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow for the day stream. And we'll keep going with Lord of the Mysteries. Gotta wrap this and Lord of the Mysteries up. We gotta start COI soon. Disassemble the car of an old teacher. Me, and yeah. Alright, that's it. Bye, everyone. As a prank? What the? You disassembled the car? What the fuck?